I was never really consistent with learning Spanish. There were months where I learned many days and many hours in total, but I wasn't really consistent with the days. I didn't learn every day. And then there were months where I didn't learn at all because I just didn't know about the importance of consistency. And I did make a lot of progress with learning Spanish, but when I look back, I know that it could have been way more, like way more. Nowadays, I learn every day, and I just started this really recently, and my progress has honestly skyrocketed. And the crazy thing about it is that I don't even practice that much more. It's just the power of consistency that has increased my effectiveness so much recently. So, the reason for why consistency is so important whilst learning a language is that your brain needs the feeling of urgency. If your brain doesn't feel urgent about learning anything, it won't remember because there's no need for it. If you just put in information and don't need it in the next couple of days or weeks, your brain will just let go of it, and you will forget what you've learned. So that makes practicing Spanish consistently so important, because when you practice daily, you constantly cue your brain into thinking or unconsciously knowing that you need to use what you learned, and your brain will remember so much more, which makes your practicing much more effective. So if you have been learning so let's say you had bad consistency right now. Some days you learn 3 hours, and then for days at a time you don't learn anything in the language. What happens in your brain is that you get overloaded on so much information on that one day, but in the other days your brain thinks, well, I don't need this information, it was just one time, I can just forget it. And then you lose the efficiency of your progress, although you put in the same work as the person that learns 30 minutes a day for 1 week. So, stop being that inconsistent person that learns like in bulks for some days, but make it consistent. You can even decrease the hours or the time that you're practicing. Just make sure that you practice every single day, because your brain will just feel the importance of the language and it will just get into the flow of it. You need to make your brain obsess about the language. You need to think in Spanish. You need to see everything in Spanish. That's when your progress is going to skyrocket, and that's not going to happen if you learn in bulk for one day. You learn 7 hours in one day and then nothing for 2 weeks. That's not going to happen if you do that, because you need to constantly cue your brain into switching into Spanish instead of your old habits, which is your native language. If you don't make your brain obsess about the language, it's gonna do the easiest thing, which is stay thinking and acting and speaking in your native language, which is, it's just how human nature works. Your brain will always search the easiest way out. And if you don't consciously manipulate yourself into thinking and acting in Spanish, and consciously put in the information and the learning practice to make yourself a Spaniard, your brain will just take the easiest way out and make yourself act how you're used to. So it's really just about starting to practice every single day, and the more important thing is that you need to obsess about Spanish. That's the only way you're going to learn the language. Because if you don't obsess, your brain will just won't feel the urgency to remember anything. Obsession is just the feeling of it being urgent and you doing everything to make yourself more like a Spaniard. So yeah, just practice every single day. Set a goal on how long you want to study every day. That's the most important part. For me, it's now 1 hour, because learning Spanish has become very important for me. I'm going to do an exchange in Spain, so I'm doing 1 hour, which is kind of a lot for most people. If you don't have that much time, just do 30 minutes, 50 minutes. I think everything above 10 minutes is okay. The more, of course, the better, but just make sure that it is regular every single day. And yeah, that's it. Practice regularly. That's the best way you make your practice more efficient and make more progress without even increasing the amount of work you do. Peace out, and vamos a mejorar juntos en el español. Adiós.